People often ask us, how do I understand my metabolic type and how can I live and be healthy with that metabolic type? Well, as we know, people come in all different kinds of shapes and sizes.
No doubt.
Some people are thin, just overly thin. Some people are overly muscular, and
Yeah,
others, boy, they just have um, an easy capacity to put on that little extra weight without eating a whole lot of anything.
they do. There's different body types that sort of run in familial lineages. You can kind of see this, and some people are more. I think a good way the proper terms are ectomorph, endomorph, mesomorph. But really,
Define those.
well, let's see if I can remember. The ectomorph is the big person, right?
The ectomorph is the tall, thin person that
Tall,
can eat
thin.
anything they want
Yeah, there you
and
go.
basically never gain weight.
Endomorph is the big person that
That
has
where no matter what they eat, they
that's
can
it.
try to diet like crazy and they still gain weight.
The mesomorph is medium size.
And they put on muscle very, very
Yeah.
easily, whether they exercise or not.
Well, I look at it, if you want to simplify that, some people have skinny genes, some people have fat genes, and some people have medium genes. And the bottom line is that doesn't make them good or bad. It just makes different shapes of people. Like there are people that have tendencies to be tall and slim and make great basketball players and great basketball families. There's people that are massive and make big football lineman families, or something like that. But we really have to think about, can the amount of fat tissue that we accumulate on that, does it matter? And it does, whether you're skinny or ectomorph or mesomorph. It doesn't matter. The bottom line is you have a chance to keep that body fat down, and we should.
Well, when we evaluate someone in the clinic, we do a couple really cool things. One is we always look at body composition. It tells us what your body weight is. It tells us how many pounds of muscle you have. It tells us what your body fat percentage is. And then, of course, it tells us what your visceral fat is. And if your organs have fat in them, guess what? It's going to slow your metabolism down. So we have to work at all angles of trying to get that under control. So I think that should be a vital sign in every clinician's office across the country. And we should maybe even have a form of it in every single home so that we're not obsessed with scale weight. We actually
Yeah.
understand body composition as a vital sign. We want to make sure we maintain lean mass and that we don't diet or starve it off because the loss of muscle is frailty and frailty is a disease. So body composition is one way to make sure that you are staying in line with your health long term. Number two is we run genetics. That genetic testing tells us about your metabolic type. Are you a person that needs to be on a low carbohydrate nutritional protocol? Are you one that needs a low fat carbohydrate, a low fat protocol? Are you one that needs kind of both, like a Mediterranean plan? Each individual genotype requires something just a little bit differently. And then, of course, we have to take the individual into consideration based on what they've been through in their life. So, some people need to be very, very careful with all foodstuffs until they get that body composition under control.
Well, it's very interesting what you just said. You didn't talk about weight with that, and I thought that was good because it's not about weight. I've had people that are tall and slim that think they can eat anything they want, and they don't get, but they do get really sick. I was talking to a guy the other day that's just terrible type 2 diabetes, and he's very thin. He was 150 pounds. And well, weight has nothing to do with directly with illness. So these metabolic types are good to be aware of in the way you train and the way you eat, etc. But all of them can accumulate belly fat, which is visceral fat. So measuring the right thing is important. Knowing your body type is important, and that sort of goes into the idea of how do you treat the whole person to maximize the health of that person.
That's right. Weight loss is a side effect of wellness. And if we put the right well tips into place, the body composition falls into line. Of course, we've got to eat right. We've got to get the right amount of protein so we don't lose muscle
Hmm.
and we don't become frail or weak. And we want to optimize the loss of fat. For example, for every pound you're overweight, it's times 10 on your joints and your vascular system. So if you find yourself a little bit fatigued, perhaps you need to Get on a body composition analysis machine. Just because you're tall and you look thin does not mean that you're not sarcopenic obese. So your
Mm,
body composition might still be out of line.
that's true. And, I think people probably right now are going, am I ectomorph, mesomorph, or endomorph? You're kind of right thinking, like, what does that mean? I think the bottom line is whatever your shape is, realize that you can maximize that shape. And you can't make your shape be any different, but you can be very fit at whatever shape metabolically your body's tendency is.
That's right. And some people are genetically engineered to be able to put on muscle very easy,
Yep.
and others genetically are not. So the ones that are not able to, they might be able to train right, feed the system right, rest the system right, so that they can get to the body composition or the look that they desire.
Well, and my wife and I would be more or less mesomorph
Mesomorphs.
types, because we can put on muscle and all of that, but we still could be overweight. We can still be underweight. But the bottom line is, your metabolic type's really cool to know that. Kind of understand that. You can see it down through your children. Sometimes parents have kids, more than one. One will have this and one will have that. And you got to watch the comparison factor with that for sure, because it can really mess up somebody. Why can't you be more like your brother? Or why can't you be more like your sister? That's not cool. So knowing all this is very important. But ultimately, maximize your health by understanding who you are, how you are, and then treat it right. All right. So there you go. How about that for your metabolic tips?
How can boosting your daily nutrition save you money? I'm Dr. Michelle Sherwood.
And I'm Dr. Mark Sherwood. Kingdom Fuel costs about a third of the average lunch and will supersize your nutrition.
Our unique meal shakes are balanced, low glycemic, rich in fiber with 20 grams of clean protein, essential vitamins and minerals, healthy fats, and organic fruits and vegetables.
Kingdom Fuel is the simple start to a transformed life.
Hello, I'm Kevin Sorbo. Now, there's an old saying, it's not what you know, but who you know that matters. Now, that's true in our careers, spiritual life, and when it comes to our health and overall well-being. Today, most of us know a lot of information about health and nutrition, but are we really doing anything with it? So here's what I've learned from working with Doctors Michelle and Mark Sherwood. They're the founders of the Functional Medical Institute. You need a wellness plan that's customized based on your unique needs. Now remember, real change can only happen when you address the whole person. That is exactly what Mark and Michelle do, and why they are people you should know. They'll help you discover what you need to experience transformation. Find out at sherwood.tv/Sorbo. That's sherwood.tv/Sorbo, or just see the link below. Have a great day and God bless.
Let's shine the spotlight on one of our star supplements.
The human body can make most of the types of fats it needs from other fats or raw materials, but not omega-3 fatty acids, also called omega-3 fats or N3 fats.
These are essential fats that the body must get from food.
Biomega 1000 provides a potent dose of omega-3 essential fatty acids sourced from a strategically placed fishing facility in the far South Pacific Ocean off the coast of Chile.
Each capsule delivers an impressive 1,000 milligrams of EPA and DHA, and the capsules also contain vitamin E. See the link below for a special offer, and remember, don't be fooled by cheap online knockoffs.